Hello everyone. During this lockdown period, are you also thinking to train indoors? If yes, then we have a solution for you. Please see this video till the end to find out what could be your budget indoor training setup. For this, you would need couple of necessary equipments and couple of supportive equipments. So we'll see in detail what are going to be your necessary equipments and what are going to be your supporting equipments. Please watch till the end. So friends, this is my indoor training setup which I am using currently. You can see there are no fancy items, all are very basic and budget items. All the equipments I am using are very budget and basic, not very complicated setup. And this entire setup is not more than, excluding the bikes, this entire setup is not more than around, you can say 20-25,000 around. So let's see the equipments one by one. So the first thing which I can tell you, you need a bike for this. Irrespective of what kind of bike you have, you can train indoors. You can use your MTB, you can use your hybrid bikes, you can use your road bike, your time trial bike, triathlon bikes, whatever bike you have, you can use on these indoor trainers. The next important thing what you need is a indoor trainer. These trainers are basically of two types. One is smart trainer, one is non-smart trainer. The one I'm using is a non-smart trainer from Btwin. This is Inride 500. This is a fluidic technology trainer which produces resistance with the help of oil or fluid inside these rollers and these mechanisms. So this is from Decathlon. I bought this for 12,000 rupees. This device is front wheel riser, which will lift your front wheel from the ground to compensate the trainer effect. Because if you see, when you mount your bike on a trainer, your rear wheel is little bit lifted. With the help of this front riser, you can also lift your front wheel so that your bike is completely balanced. The next thing what you need to track your indoor rides is a speed sensor. So if you see on my rear hub, I have a speed sensor, a Magene speed sensor. This is a Chinese speed sensor which I bought 1.5 year old, and this is a magnetless speed sensor. It supports Bluetooth as well as the ANT plus connection. So this gives me this helps me to get a speed reading or the distance reading using different softwares or my cycle computer. After this speed sensor, the next thing what I can tell you need is a cadence sensor. This will allow you to get your cadence detail. How much cadence is basically the RPM by which you are pushing your pedals, and so this is also an important thing to track during your indoor ride or outdoor ride. So I'm using this Magene cadence sensor. The next sensor which I am using currently is a heart rate sensor. If I show you, this is my heart rate sensor. This is also from Magene. So all these sensors are 1.5 year old, and I'm using these sensors during my outdoor rides as well as my indoor rides. So these sensor helps me to get my speed reading, my distance reading, my cadence reading, my heart rate reading. So all these three sensors are very important when you train indoors. I'm also using a cycle computer which helps me to get input from all the three sensors, the speed sensor, the cadence sensor and the heart rate sensor, so that I can track my indoor rides. I can monitor what speed I am riding at, how much distance I have covered, what is my current RPM, that is cadence, how the my heart rate is performing, whether I am at good heart rate or I need to lower my heart rate. So with the help of this cycle computer, I can track all these parameters. These days I am using some softwares also to track my ride. Currently I am using a Rovi app which connects with my speed sensor, my cadence sensor and heart rate sensor, and gives me reading how I am riding, how much virtually distance I have covered, how much power I am generating. These apps can give you your power readings as well. These power readings are basically calculated one, not actual power reading, but yes, you can get a calculated power reading. To connect my sensors with these apps, I also use this ANT plus sensor because my ANT plus dongle ANT plus dongle because my sensors are ANT plus compatible. So these ANT plus dongle helps these softwares to collect information from all the three sensors. And with the help of these apps, I can upload these activities to Strava and to Runkeeper. So you can see I have tracked my all activities through these apps, and here you can maintain the record. These activities can be synced to Strava and Runkeeper as well. I also carry ample amount of water in my water bottle with some electrolyte because when I train indoors, I sweat a lot. To keep my hydration on, to keep my hydration at optimum level, I always carry ample amount of water with some electrolyte. Sometimes I prefer to have bananas or some energy bars if I'm doing some long rides, but water is always there with me during my each and every indoor sessions. I also use one towel which is basically for protection purpose and wiping out my sweats, because when I train indoors I sweat a lot, and those sweats from my face, from my head normally falls on this section of my bicycle, and that sweat is very much dangerous for these components. Those sweats can corrode the screws, the nuts, the headset bearing. So I use this towel as a protector and always keep on the front of my bicycle to protect the headset bearings and the screws from my sweat. One very basic thing is missing in my setup, that is a fan. So you can have a pedestal fan or table fan which can be placed in front of you to give you ample amount of air and keep you cool during your indoor sessions. But I do not have those fans, so currently I am using my ceiling fans, which is right on top of my head and generates a cooling effect for me. The next thing is tire. So I'll suggest to use your old tires or a indoor trainer specific tires, because during the indoor ride the tire gets worn out very fast. So there are specific indoor trainer tires available in market. Either you can buy those indoor specific tires or you can use your old worn out tires, so that you don't mind when it gets worn out very fast. So always do take care of the tires. Don't use your regular racing tires or the good condition tires during your indoor rides. Training indoors are sometimes very boring, so I use my television. I have converted my basic television to a smart television where I can see YouTube videos. So normally I do watch some triathlon videos, some running videos, some cycling videos, and keep myself motivated and engaged during the indoor training sessions. So guys, this was my entire indoor training setup, where I'm using a Btwin trainer, my normal road bike, one speed sensor, one cadence sensor, then a towel, my road bike shoes, then a laptop to use different softwares, a heart rate sensor, a water bottle with some electrolyte, one hand plus sense dongle to connect my sensors with these softwares, and my television to keep myself engaged during the training. Hope after watching this video you can also set up your indoor training equipments and train indoors during this lockdown period. Thank you.